Hey everyone, as I have noticed for many years, there has been some kind of a fetishization of the INFJ eyes. There's said to be the case that INFJs have some form of magical depth to their eyes, that INFJs have eyes that have this portal to the soul of the universe. INFJ's eyes are seen as so special, and it's like, I don't agree. I don't agree at all. I don't see what's more special about INFJ eyes than other eyes. But I can say that there is a general theme that when we see a person in a certain way, I think we also read certain things into their eyes and into their expressions. And I think perhaps the expressions of a person can give a clue to a person's personality type. It's possible. Yes, perhaps all eyes have their unique qualities. Perhaps all persons show, even from just their first impression, a little clues to their personality. Perhaps everyone, based on their eyes and their expression and their style of being, can give some clues to their personality. It's nothing final. It's not the case that it shows everything, but it can show some things. And I think people tend to fixate on INFJ eyes that are when INFJs make a certain specific pose. People take their pictures of themselves as INFJs and they go like this. Like they are staring into space. It's like INFJs have this idea that if they want to come off as INFJs, they have to seem a little spacey, a little like they aren't in this world, like they are staring off into the end of the soul of the universe, of the magic behind the black hole, in a sense. INFJs make too much effort to be INFJs in the INFJ groups. It's frankly ridiculous. Because INFJs will sometimes be happy, and sometimes they will be sad, and sometimes moody, and sometimes different. And all the time their expressions will change. And so if you want to actually type anyone based on how they look, you have to understand the whole range of a personality type's looks. You have to be able to notice how an INFJ looks when they are happy and excited compared to how they look when they are a little tired and moody. INFJs have a range, and all types have a range of different expressions. So it's all a part of a person. Everyone has a big form of diversity in their expressions. You will look different depending on your mood and how you're feeling. So look into your eyes sometimes, and you can always use that to read yourself and get a clue about yourself. You can tell, oh, I look kind of stressed right now. Oh, I look kind of serious right now. Oh, I look kind of sad right now. Oh, I look kind of happy right now. You can get these clues about yourself by just reading yourself. It's really a way to understand yourself better, because sometimes we are so focused on acting and doing things that we forget about who we are and what we're feeling and where we are in life. So sometimes that can be a good practice in centering yourself. I think sometimes having mirrors around and just walking by them and going, oh, is that me? That's kind of a good experience sometimes. It can just ground yourself in yourself when you forget about yourself. I would describe INFJs as having a mix of owl eyes and dog eyes. I would say INFJs, I would say owls in particular tend to look a little more like INTJs than INFJs, but because often owls lack the caring or kind quality that INFJs often possess. I was looking for an animal that I thought represented INFJ's eyes well, but it was kind of hard to find a perfect example. Sometimes people liken INFJs to pandas, but I don't see the resemblance, to be honest. I think the panda is way too peaceful compared to the INFJ, who is often said to be an activist or a person who is outgoing or a public speaker in some way or form. I would also argue that, in general, the INFJ has a few particular qualities to their eyes. INFJs tend to have serious eyes. INFJs tend to have composed eyes that are hard to read. INFJs tend to have piercing eyes. INFJs tend to have eyes that look like they are about to pop out of their holes, in a sense. INFJs tend to have eyes that look a little dreamy. INFJs tend to have eyes that look a little like they are not paying attention to what's happening around them. INFJs tend to have eyes that sometimes make other people want to look away. INFJs tend to have eyes that look like, wow, I just saw a worm. It's like that state of surprise and excitement when you see something that's interesting. INFJs tend to have a little moody eyes sometimes. And INFJs tend to have eyes that have generally a state of wisdom to them. A mix of wisdom, caring, warmth. INFJs tend to come across as, in some ways and forms, like they have a goal in mind. They look like they always want something, like they have an intention to everything they do. When I come into a store and when I'm looking at something, people are always so thrown off by my expressions. They're constantly reading me, and I think I can throw people off a little because it looks like I am not pleased sometimes, even when I am perfectly fine. People can get thrown aback by how it looks like I want something, I'm not happy with anything offered. And that's often the case because very little in reality interests me. Often what I want is something that is more a concept or an idea or something behind everything. I usually want to go meta. What I want doesn't really exist in the real world yet. And when I look at the real world, I can look with that state of, nah, I don't really want this. INFJs, because we look like we have some kind of purpose or attention to everything we do, we can unsettle people in a little way. Because it looks like we want something from everyone else, and like everything we do is a part of a bigger plan or a scheme. INFJs look like they have sly eyes. Eyes that have a plan. But often we don't. At least we don't know what the plan is. We have a plan, but we don't know what the plan is. INFJs are sneaky. INFJs tend to be people that somewhat have a hidden plan, and that somewhat plan, but that don't get too strict on their plans. INFJs don't make detailed plans. INFJs make plans that are very broad and left often very open. INFJs have eyes that appear to be a little bored, in a sense. Like we're not having fun. Even when we seem happy, it seems like we're not having fun. And I think that's also a serious quality. INFJs have eyes that are rarely shaken by what happens around them. You know, like something crazy happens and the INFJ's eyes remain pretty much the same. Unemotional. INFJs are not that expressive, not emotionally speaking. INFJs tend to not be that enthusiastic, not that warm. We are pretty sparing in how we express emotions. INFJs look to be very understanding in a way that I think invites other people to talk about themselves. It's really tricky to get into the whole visual typing thing, because I think it often distorts from what's really important. It's important to be able to understand other people, and it's important to be able to actually learn about other people. And sometimes people go around and they are so focused by telling a type based on how they look, but what does that mean? If you know what personality type a person is, isn't the important thing to actually know what it means to be that personality type? It's not enough to look at how a person tends to come across. It's more important, really, to be able to know what it means to be a certain personality type, and to understand how it affects a person to be that personality type. I think everyone should learn to get away from that INFJ eye fetish. It's frankly disturbing. We are not the only deep types. We are not the only types that have a lot of meaning and authenticity and hidden qualities to ourselves. People also forget that ENFPs tend to have pretty amazing eyes, and also ENTPs, I tend to say, have very striking eyes. ENTPs tend to have like these Barbie doll eyes in a sense. INTPs tend to have these mouse eyes in a sense. ENFPs tend to have like this wise monkey eye. Like they look like they are a mix of wisdom and playfulness. Everyone has some quality to themselves. Everyone has some distinguishing personality, and every person has some depth to offer. And all types can look moody, all types can look a little sad at times, all types can look a little detached at times. INFJs are not forced to go around looking like this all the time. Anyways, that's all for now. Hope you enjoyed this video, and may your neurons be with you.